Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at a program where we count the number of times each unique character appears in a string. So if like A comes 3 times, then we're going to write like A3 and then continue on with as many characters as there is in the string. So here we go. Alright, so today we're going to be looking at a program where we have a string. And it's basically going to so here we have the input 3 A's, 2 B's, 2 C's, and 1 D. So if we run it, then the result becomes that A3, B2, C2, and then D1. So basically it's like counting the number of A's, number of B's, number of C's, and number of D's, and then putting it together like that. So to do that, here we have first got the string. Then we've got B is equal to 0, so we're defining a B is equal to 0, and C is equal to empty string. Then for I in range 1 to length of A, so whatever the length of A is, so here we have the length of A, 1, 2, yeah? And then we have A1 is equal to, and so we're defining a new variable, A1, and then we have I minus 1. So whatever the value of I is at that point, you take it into minus 1. So in the beginning it will be 0, because I itself is 1, so 1 minus 1 is 0. So then it's going to take A. So A1 is now set to A. Then if A1 is equal to A of I, so now we have A of I, which is also A. So here we have A of 0, and now we have A of 1, and both of them are equal, so then you do B is equal to B plus 1. So now the value of B is 1. Otherwise, if it's not equal, so like when we reach this part, then A1 is going to be A, but A of I is going to be B. So there you do B, again you do B is equal to B plus 1. Then you also do C is equal to C plus A of 1 plus the string of B. So I'll just put in like a couple of print statements so you can see exactly what's happening. So here we have print A of 1. Then here we just print B. And here we'll again print B, and then print the value of C. So now if I run it. So in the beginning, here we have A, so that means that A1 is basically A. B is in the first round 1. And then after that, it's going to be A again when it runs again. So here the if statement came true, and then it starts again as a normal for loop, and then we have A1 is again A, then B is 2, and then A1 is again A, and B is 3. Now the next time A1 and A of I are two different. So A1 is A, and then the A of I becomes B. So now we know that B is equal to 3, and C is equal to A3. So here C is an empty string. So then C is equal to empty string plus A1, which is A, and then plus string of B. So now we know the number of A's that have come. And now we're just putting them together as A3. And next time, now B is again set to 0. So now it's like the counter is fresh again. So this time it's going to be looking at B, and B occurs 2 times. So then A3 is saved in C, and then we just add B2 with it. So A of 1 is B, and then the value of B itself is 2. And then the same with C and then D. So then you get A3, B2, C2, and D1. And here, in the end, we have A of 1 is equal to A minus 1. And then we're just we're making the final one and then printing it.